is Arun, and I cover cloud and AI at Gartner, and I'm super excited to present the Gartner Top Strategic Technology Trends. After the keynote, it's no surprise that this list is going to be infused with AI-powered trends. After all, we've seen unprecedented innovation in the space of AI in the past 12 months. However, success needs a deliberate view. You need to know where you want to go and how technology is going to get you there, rather than deploying technology for technology's sake. And that's going to be the core theme of this presentation. Where we stand today reminds me of the simmering railway. Between the cities of Vienna and Venice lies a rather difficult part of the Alps. In 1848 began a 6-year program to connect bridges and build rail tracks to connect these beautiful cities. It was a daring endeavor back then because no train existed that could commute on the tracks. Putting faith in their hearts, engineers bored tunnels through the mountains and constructed these robust rail tracks. Close to 200 years later, the trains are still using those tracks. In a similar vein, generative AI is boring tunnels within our enterprise today. What game-changing business models, applications, and use cases it's going to enable is yet to be determined. As Niels Bohr famously quipped, predictions are very difficult, especially about the future. No one is ready for the future. But you, as technology leaders, have a tremendous opportunity to shape the future. The investments that we've made in the past have held us in good stead. From delivering immersive experiences, to delivering experience across multiple modalities, to delivering total experience. All devices, all modalities, all touch points, to employees and customers. From software bots and rules-based automation to automating the machine learning pipeline, we are now at the precipice of unleashing machine creativity with Gen AI. From leveraging centralized and decentralized cloud resources to modernizing applications using cloud-native technologies to investing in vertical-specific cloud platforms. Where we stand today is primarily a function of where we have been in the past, where did we invest in the past, and where we want to go in the future. The list that I'm going to present to you, my assumption is you're not going to jump on all of these trends at the same time. You've got to prioritize where you want to invest and how you want to deliver value. If you feel like everything is trending everywhere all the time, I'll tell you, I understand that feeling. You know why? Because when we asked for analysts within Gartner to submit their top technology trends, this is what we got. Everything was trending everywhere. But in Orwellian style, we all know that some are more important than the others. Which is what we have tried to do, which is we have tried to cut through the noise and prioritize the top 10 trends that we believe will drive transformative impact within the enterprise in the next 5 years. And we have organized these trends into 3 broad themes: protecting your investment, enabling the builders and creators within the organization, and using game-changing technologies to deliver business value. Protecting the investments we've made is important. We continue to deliver secure and reliable services with security, trust, and sustainability added to it. We need to enable the builders, delivering automation and self-service to builders within the organization is key to unlocking their creativity and productivity. We need to invest in game-changing technologies that can deliver business value and take our organizations forward. AI is becoming a partner in that journey. We are starting to use AI tools more and more in our personal lives and our professional lives. However, for AI to be a legitimate partner to us, it needs to earn our trust, which is the first trend I'm going to talk about, which is AI trust, risk, and security management, or AI TRISM for short. What is AI TRISM? It is a structural approach to AI risk mitigation through model governance, transparency, explainability, and data protection. In this age of Gen AI, where we are rapidly adopting these new services, trust in AI is even more important. This is truly the year of ChatGPT. What started out as a clever conversational chatbot has captured the imagination of the public. And it spawned a huge innovation in the domain of large language models and foundation models. ChatGPT has become the unofficial mascot, if you want to call it, for AI today. And what it's done, it's made CIOs invest more in AI. 45% of organizations have increased their AI budget this year, largely as a response to the innovation in the large language model space. Even before the adoption of ChatGPT, more than 48% of enterprises had deployed AI technologies, process automation, risk and fraud detection, and so on. And of those enterprises that are running machine learning models, 73% of them are running more than 100 models, an extremely complex environment to manage in terms of the life cycle of these models. And unfortunately, 40% of them suffered privacy and security issues. Imagine this. All of the positive net benefits that you're getting out of AI is wiped out by that one negative moment or consequence. Which is why ensuring transparency, control, and explainability is critical in our AI systems. In ChatGPT speak, we need to ensure that we understand why systems like ChatGPT are making the decisions they are making. We need to understand and look at data drift and model drift in AI. We need to control the output of large language models. We need to figure out ways to reduce the hallucinations of large language models. There are several techniques that are emerging, such as the RAG architecture and fine-tuning that could do that. We need to ensure that we are demystifying the black box nature of these models. AI TRISM is the way to reduce the risks of AI. And even more importantly, as more regulations emerge in the space of AI in the future, AI TRISM allows you to meet your future regulation needs. In the current geopolitical climate, it's important for us to be cyber safe. The second trend that I'm going to talk about is continuous threat exposure management. Rather than trying to fight the hackers with siloed processes and fragmented tools, we need to be proactive in terms of how we think about cyber risk and threat management today. Rather than trying to remediate all vulnerabilities all the time, we need to prioritize which of these vulnerabilities are more important from a business value standpoint. And CTEM, for short, is a program. It's not a technology per se, but it stands on top of many technologies that we may have invested in the past, such as application security tools, vulnerability management tools, or pen test services that we're using within the organization. For us to be successful with CTEM, CIOs clearly need to partner closely with CISOs to prioritize where to invest their scarce cybersecurity dollars. And organizations that invest in a CTEM process are 3 times less likely to suffer from a breach. We need to protect our future. It's not a cliche when I say that the best time to invest in sustainability was yesterday. And the next best time is today, which is the third trend, the investments in sustainable technology. How we invest in sustainable technologies has a great impact on our organization, our employees, our stakeholders, and on the future of this planet. 74% of CIOs and IT leaders are telling us that investments in sustainability increases digital maturity. This is you telling us. And 86% of them say it increases digital resilience. Within the next 2 years, we believe 75% of CIOs will be held responsible for outcomes, business outcomes from investments in sustainable technology. We believe 1 out of every 4 CIO will have their compensation linked to the outcomes of sustainable technology in the next 5 years. And sustainable technology is not just about the environment. Of course, reducing our carbon footprint is extremely important. But it's also about diversity. It's also about equity. It's also about inclusion. It's also about employee well-being. It's also about strengthening the rule of law. We need to find an optimal balance between our financial goals, top-line revenue growth, and cost reduction versus the environmental and societal footprint that we are leaving. And technology is coming to our aid. In fact, one of the biggest opportunities with machine learning and AI is in combating climate change. We are starting to see the advent of software for sustainability reporting and machine learning tools that can look at terrestrial images and satellite images to help you manage your business better with a lower sustainability footprint. We're also starting to see the advent of edge and tiny IT technologies to reduce the footprint as well. The next theme that I'm going to visit is really the rise of builders. We need to enable creativity and productivity to the builders within the organization, developers, data scientists, and so on. Enabling productivity and self-service for developers is a key imperative for CIOs today. And the next trend that I want to talk about is platform engineering. A platform engineering is a team that is formed to enable self-service, productivity, and automation for developers. There's been a renaissance of tools in the platform engineering space in the last 10 years. Serverless computing, containers, Kubernetes, CI/CD tools. It's a great time to be a developer today. Think about your organization. You have tens of product teams, or possibly even hundreds of product teams, and they're all curating and building their own platforms for application development and application delivery. Imagine the level of heterogeneity, the total cost of ownership, the technical depth that you have in all of these fragmented platforms. The power of platform engineering is to unite these fragmented platforms and to enable that automation and self-service to your developers, where the platform teams are curating and building these platform components and offering them as self-service to your developers. What's the end result of this? It can reduce cognitive load and improve productivity and experience for your developers. If you don't have a platform team, and if you do a lot of in-house software development, it's clearly time for you to think about creating one. And the core focus of that platform team should be to create reusable components that developers can use, ensure them in a highly composable way so they can build services faster and make them configurable. After all, we live in an age where everything runs as code. Platform engineering also paves the way for a true product management culture, where engineers are able to have direct conversations with users, and the feedback loop really helps in improving the quality of products that they release to their users. The fifth trend that I want to talk about is really about accelerating product creation within the organization. One of the areas where we have seen tremendous amount of innovation in the last 2 years is in the usage of machine learning across the software development lifecycle. Historically, tools in machine learning have been helpful in software testing. And in the last 2 years, we've seen the advent of tools that can enable developers to write code and complete code faster. At the risk of exaggeration, this is a little similar to Gmail, where you start typing things, and you have the system that completes it for you. Vendors such as GitHub Copilot, and Amazon Code Whisperer and the others, it is struck. Can somebody help? I think the slide here isn't moving. Okay, got it. Sorry about it. What is a presentation without a technical glitch? We've seen clearly machine learning aiding in software development lifecycle in many different ways. But the real innovation in the last 12 months have been in the code generation area, where you have tools like GitHub Copilot, Code Whisperer, Tabnine, and so on, that's aiding with code generation and test augmentation. In the future, we think these tools are going to expand beyond code generation into areas such as code analysis, helping us with better quality and writing unit tests, or even doing what-if scenarios, things such as load testing and helping with load testing prediction within our environments. We need to tailor the tailor's work. We need to enable non-developers within the organization access to complex systems and build new services. The rise of industry cloud platforms has been a significant trend in the past few years. The simplest example of industry cloud platforms are GovClouds, for example, which are purpose-built clouds to serve the needs of clients in public sector with high degree of privacy and high degree of security. We are starting to see several software providers and organizations like you build composable services, leveraging infrastructure, platform, and software resources in the public cloud. These could be customized data fabrics or packaged business capabilities that they're able to customize and deliver that to their business users. The value of industry cloud platforms really comes from that personalization and verticalization. An example of that is Philips. Philips essentially built a digital health platform on top of AWS, where they brought in data models from their medical devices. They harness the value of open data sets, and they allow customers to build analytics capabilities by leveraging these open data models that were available on the Philips digital health platform, and enable customers to combine these data models with their PACS data and EHR data. The value of industry cloud platforms is in really accelerating that innovation and allowing enterprises to capture the value of their cloud investments. And this is not a new trend. This has been brewing for a while, which is why today we are tracking close to 270 industry cloud platforms, serving many different industries, such as retail, life sciences, and so on. And often, to our earlier point, they're building on top of existing investments that you've made. The last theme for today is about investments in game-changing technologies for the future. We need to invest in the future, and we need to make some bold bets. We need to optimize the way we make decisions within the organization. One of my favorite quotes is by Deming, the quality guru. and the code that's attributed to him is, "In God we trust, everyone else, please bring data." We need to make the business users more intelligent. And we're starting to see the advent of intelligent applications, applications that are embedded with machine learning and AI that are enabling that. Often these applications have an embedded language model. Think of things such as Copilot or Duet AI, Copilot from Microsoft, Duet AI from Google, which are enabling language models and helping various business functions within the organization, or rather seeking to help various business functions within the organization, such as customer service, marketing and sales, human resources, and so on and so forth. They promise to deliver highly contextualized experiences. For example, a salesperson could issue a natural language command to generate a sales forecasting report. We've seen tremendous progress in generative AI, as I said earlier. However, these applications still have two limitations. One, there is a lot of onus on the user to frame the right prompts and ask the right questions. And secondly, you have to constantly prompt these models. Whereas in the future, we're going to see more and more models that are self-prompting in nature. I don't know how many of you here have played with AutoGPT or Baby AGI type of systems, which are systems where you give higher level intent and then they prompt themselves to achieve an outcome that you want them to achieve. With great power comes great responsibility. The next trend, perhaps, is the most hyped trend in the marketplace today: generative AI. What is generative AI? It's the ability of the machines to generate artifacts that only human beings could generate before. We are also at the early phase of democratization of Gen AI, which I'll explain in a minute. Today, large language models are able to create multiple artifacts. There are models like GPT-4 that can generate text. There are models like Codex that can generate code. There are companies like Levin Labs that can generate synthetic voices. There are companies like Runway that can generate videos. What is democratization of AI? I think of democratization of AI in two ways. One, AI is going to enable democratization of knowledge within the organization. Every worker within the organization will have access to the information that they need in a highly interactive way. AI will also enable democratization of skills, enabling people that do not have deep technical knowledge to access complex systems and even build products using low-code and no-code solutions. The other way to think about democratization of Gen AI is Gen AI in itself is getting democratized today, thanks to the advent and availability of these models in public clouds, as well as the open source ecosystem that's brewing in the cloud environment. I'm sure many of you here have watched with interest what Llama 2, a model from Meta, is starting to do in the marketplace today. We're going to see enormous benefits from Gen AI moving forward in terms of aiding new product development, increasing worker productivity, enhancing customer experiences, and so on. But we need to balance these rewards with the risks of Gen AI, such as mitigating the hallucination risks, the data privacy risks, as well as making these models more explainable. We need to ensure that we have the right tools and also have a human in the loop to monitor these models. We need to develop skills around prompt engineering so we could better communicate with these models. We need to create sandbox environments so that our developers are able to prototype and build products faster. We need to push our pioneers. Organizations today have two key challenges. as it comes to their workforce. They're still trying to figure out the right formula for hybrid work, and the amount of skills that are required across different roles is only increasing. Ensuring you have a great digital employee experience is of paramount importance. What is digital employee experience is the exploitation or the usage of technology to enhance employee engagement and employee experience. For example, TransUnion, a large financial services institution, allows their employees to bring their own devices. They've got security tools that invisibly check for security posture. They have collaboration tools that enable employees to connect and work from anywhere. And they have even gamification through augmented reality and virtual reality, where you could participate in company events virtually in your avatars where you are. The goal, increase the productivity and increase the engagement of these employees. Now, how do you do that? A lot of that is through data, where we look at the telemetry data that's coming from the devices and applications. And on top of that, we use other forms of data, such as employee sentiment surveys, to enhance the experience that we deliver to our employees. What's the end goal of this? It's to improve service levels. Imagine the amount of time it takes to onboard new employees, or the productivity savings of existing employees is going to significantly increase through our investments. It also allows us to do things like employee journey mapping more effectively. At the same time, we have to make sure that we're not violating the privacy needs of our employees. It is a tricky balance. And the learning curves of these employees are only increasing. Imagine this for a moment. One of the hottest skills today, prompt engineering, did not even exist 2 years ago. The last trend is a really fascinating one: the advent of machine customers. Who are machine customers? These are machines that are authorized to transact on our behalf. We do this in our personal lives today, right? I don't know how many of you use Alexa or Google Home devices to automate your shopping experience. Or HP Instant Ink, where when the cartridge's ink is falling below a certain threshold, it automatically orders the cartridge for you. Those are simple examples of machine customers. But constructing a machine platform for serving machine customers has to be a key imperative for CIOs. And the key for building this platform is to really, really streamline our sales process. Why is that important? Because the machines as buyers, they don't have emotions, right? They care about the price, and they care about the reliability of your supply chain operations. There is a tremendous opportunity to create your own machine clients. For that to happen, you need to identify the right use cases where machine clients can be employed. And secondly, you need to build a platform for bot-to-bot communication or bot-to-bot integration. There you have it, the top strategic technology trends from Gartner, organized across these 3 key themes. I want to reiterate one thing again, which is technology is a means to an end. It is not the end goal or the purpose in itself. So the question for people in this room is, what will you be addressing from these 10 trends? Again, as I said earlier, we do not expect you to jump on all of these trends simultaneously at the same time. You need to prioritize based on the unique needs of your organization. But more importantly, what is your story going to be? Because we believe we can help you. We can help you identify the right use cases. We can help you select the right vendors. And we can help you with implementation best practices. On that note, I want to wish you a wonderful conference, and I hope you enjoyed and got value from this presentation. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.